Child, looks like everyone is coming out to play with this entire Diddy madness. And on top of that list is Blu Cantrell, allegedly with inside, juicy information about the connection between Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy. Cause you know rumors were flying that she had something going on with Jay-Z back in the day.
I really like him though. And I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him though.
If he came in right now and we were all not here.
What?
I'm just saying, you're in New York.
Yeah, okay, and what
If you ran into him and everything was right, would you make that play?
I wouldn't turn it down. Let's just put it that way. Okay. But you can't just go around just, sleeping with guys like that.
Honey, the last time anyone heard from Blu Cantrell publicly was back in 2012 when reports surfaced that she had been taken to a hospital in Santa Monica for psychological evaluation. Witnesses said they saw her in the street screaming that someone had given her poisonous gas, and the situation escalated to the point that police had to step in. After that, she vanished from public life. No explanation, no follow-up, just gone. The thing is, around the height of her fame, there were rumors floating that Blu had been romantically linked to Jay-Z. Nothing was ever officially confirmed, but the whispers were loud enough to get people talking. And in the entertainment industry, especially back then, being connected or getting too close to certain power players could either elevate your career or end it. Clearly, what happened to Blu was that her career ended, and allegedly, there were 3 key players: Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy.
Okay, for now, focus here for a minute. Don't worry, their drama will keep going on. Think a little about yourself too. An Indonesian scientist has uncovered a shocking truth about belly fat, and it has nothing to do with diet or exercise. 95% of people who tried this strange bedtime ritual lost 25 pounds or more. Some even dropped over 50, all while sleeping. No gym, no starving, just one simple step before bed. It sounds crazy, but it's backed by science. Tap the link in the description and see for yourself.
But who I really want to talk to is Blu Cantrell. So this is my public appeal. Blu. The first Blu. Not they daughter Blu. Blu Cantrell. You were singing fool. And you made a choice to work with someone, and you probably didn't realize how nefarious he was when you got involved with him. I didn't. Blu, it's time to talk. It's time for you to sing again. Because I know you still got the chops. You got the gift. Just like me. Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me. Just like he did Elle. Just like he did his relationship with R. Kelly. Just like he did his relationship with Aaliyah. Blu, it's time to talk.
The question here is, could Diddy have had something to do with Blu's fade from the limelight, given his connection to Jay-Z and Beyonce? Was she silenced, intentionally erased from the industry? Or was it a perfect storm of mental health struggles, industry politics, and personal trauma that pushed her away from it all? And what exactly is she saying about Beyonce? Because the streets are saying that she has been singing like a bird. Okay, for those who may not be aware, Blu Cantrell was one of the biggest names in R&B. And when talking about how she joined the industry, Blu said that she was with her sister when someone approached her, and his pickup line was, "You look like a singer." As it turned out, she actually was a singer, and the guy took Blu to Red Zone and they signed her after they heard her sing. The thing is, Blu was so amazing that she had several labels fighting to sign her, and eventually she started working with Arista Records. She literally had one of the most unforgettable voices of the early 2000s, and with hits like Hit 'Em Up Style and Breathe, she stormed the R&B scene, carved out her own lane, and had everyone thinking she was headed for a long, legendary career. Anyone who was around during that time, or anyone who had heard her music, knows that Blu was the it girl. But tell me why, in 2004, Arista somehow forgot to renew her contract. Like, how do you forget to renew the contract of one of your most talented singers? Now, around this time when they conveniently forgot to renew the contract, Blu realized that while at the label, she had not made anywhere near as much money as she should have. And in an interview with You Know I Got Soul, Blu revealed that she wished she had someone who could guide her through the process. She said, that I would have got my own lawyer because that lawyer ended up representing them, which was a conflict of interest. So they were all working together to basically take what was mine. Nobody really knows the whole truth but me and them, but I was really taken advantage of. Well, like I said, the next time people were hearing about Blu was in 2012, when there were reports that Blu Cantrell was taken to a hospital for psychological evaluation in Santa Monica after she was seen screaming in the street by passerbys. Apparently, she was screaming about someone giving her poisonous gas, and the episode went on long enough that someone called the police. Well, as for what happened, word on the street has always been that it had a lot to do with Jay-Z. See, there were actually rumors that Jay-Z and Blu had a romantic relationship, but when she was asked a few times about the relationship, Blu said that there was nothing going on between her and Jay-Z. But she did admit to Wendy Williams that she had a big crush on him.
Did she really have him locked down?
I think so. I think they're in love. I think they're in love.
Is politics speaking?
No, I really do think they're in love. I have a big crush on him, though. I'll tell you that much.
Did you
still have a crush on him? No.
Yes,
No, no, I didn't. No, I'm really selective about it.
What?
Really. I really like him, though. And I don't care. I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him, though.
If he came in right now and we were all not here.
What?
I'm just saying, you're in New York.
Yeah, okay. And what
If you ran into him and everything was right, would you make that play?
I wouldn't turn it down. Let's just put it that way. But you can't just go around just sleeping with guys like that.
Regardless, there has always been speculation about how Jay really felt about Blu, with people going as far as saying that allegedly Jay-Z was so in love with Blu that he convinced Beyonce to name their first child Blu. In addition, it has also been said that it's because of Blu Cantrell that his favorite color has always been blue. The other thing is that Blu and Beyonce's solo careers were on the rise at the same time. So naturally, there was a bit of competition between the two. And people have always said that the way it works with the Carters, anyone who was competition to Beyonce when she started her solo career had to be sabotaged for Beyonce to enjoy most of the limelight. Speaking of which, there was actually a time when Blu noted how the music video for Beyonce and Jay-Z's song Bonnie and Clyde looked a lot like the promo for her song Roundup, which came out first. There's also how Blu did a song with Sean Paul that was a massive hit. Then shortly after, Beyonce did Baby Boy with him. In addition, people have also said that Beyonce herself alluded to the bad blood she had with Blu when she whispered in the song Signs, "I was in love with a Sagittarius. I've been hurt by a Pisces." Guess what Jay-Z is? A Sagittarius. And Blu is a Pisces. Basically, the story has always been that Blu made Beyonce super jealous and she had to make sure Blu was out of the picture. But now people are saying that to do that, she had to consult the services of the one person who allegedly made such things happen, Diddy. Of course, y'all have already been saying for the longest time that there's no way Beyonce and Jay-Z could be close friends with Diddy for 2 decades, be business partners, attend his parties, know his family, have countless business ties, vacation together multiple times, know all his kids, and not be complicit or at least aware of the illegal extracurricular activities Diddy is being charged with. In fact, there have been reports that Cassie actually implicated Jay-Z and Beyonce in her initial lawsuit. The thing is, Cassie's lawsuit was allegedly initially 60 pages, but it was narrowed down to 35 pages. And in these pages that were removed, Cassie allegedly also talked a lot about Beyonce and Jay-Z. It was actually said that Jay-Z and Beyonce were implicated in the lawsuit for witnessing Diddy strike Cassie and push her down at one of Diddy's parties. But I know I've also heard the craziest of things about the hidden relationship between Beyonce and Diddy. And while a lot of people may assume that Jay-Z was the one doing things with Diddy, allegedly Beyonce was the one calling the shots. In fact, if you ask someone like 50 Cent, he will tell you that Beyonce is actually the one in charge. And Jay-Z is only who he is because he signed a contract that made sure Beyonce participates in all the Hollywood businesses.
Look at even Jay-Z's career. You can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them the things that would later To me, I didn't care about the trophies. I said, I'll get the checks.
Right.
And because what I was saying, the content was raw enough, like, and who I am.
Child, this by extension means that she's probably even deeper into the Diddy madness than her dear husband. Something else I've heard a lot is the allegation that Beyonce is the most powerful high priestess of the music industry, and anyone who wants to do anything in the industry, including Diddy, must go through her.
Number two, as you guys know, Beyonce is a witch. She's a very powerful witch. She's heavy into African spirituality. She is a daughter of, I believe, either a daughter of Oshun or Yemaya. I go back and forth. I feel like it's Oshun though, but if I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But nonetheless, she's a high-ranking witch.
As far as the ritual allegations go, there was this girl by the name of Kimberly Thompson who actually filed a restraining order against Beyonce, saying that Bey was utilizing spells to tap her phone and control her finances, all to keep her under surveillance. And these actions were reportedly part of a campaign orchestrated by Beyonce against her. Kimberly also blamed Bey for the loss of many jobs, theft of homes, the death of her pet kitten, and her numerous broken relationships, among other things.
I think
She went and killed the girl cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. You know, snacking on his bitch, killing cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too.
Also, remember that lawsuit that Shanaz Monroe filed against The Dream? In her lawsuit, Shanaz said that days after she started working with Dream, Dream began to pressure her into sleeping with him, telling her it was part of the process. In fact, she even described an instance at a house with a studio where they were working, and Shanaz said Dream locked her in a dark room and would only stop aggressively hooking up with her once she said that she loved him. Now, there are vile allegations in the lawsuit, kind of like the ones we saw with Diddy, with Shanaz claiming that Dream placed her in an Atlanta hotel, had his security staff monitor her movements, and berated her unless she regularly checked in with him. But then she also said that Beyonce and Dream allegedly credited Beyonce's success to the spiritual sanctuary they had together, and their bond allowed him to know Beyonce in a way that others could not, and consequently, he could write the best songs for her. Shanaz said that Dream explained that the sanctuary, which was giving serious ritual energy with Beyonce, was even stronger than a spousal connection because it was about art and required her to disclose all of her secrets and thoughts and become trust partners with him. In addition, there have also been other people who have previously been close to Jay-Z and Beyonce who have exposed how they are definitely using dark forces to stay in the game, like Larry Johnson.
Well, it's obviously they've been controlled by Satanism. I mean, I'm not really scared to say that. We all know Luciferians, Freemasons, and all occult knowledge that was drugged up from Egypt have now surfaced itself in American society. And if you actually dig through the raps, like as I have, before it was all about partying, popping bottles. But when you listen to it again with a new ear, obviously they're not serving the same most high God that I am. And that's what makes us enemies, that I stand for a completely different doctrine, a completely different nation, and a completely different truth than he does. I don't have any materialism attached to my spirit or soul anymore. I don't have fornication attached to my spirit anymore. I mean, I just got engaged July, so my life is completely different from how I was with women in the early 2000s. And I think that is the difference in itself of being involved with Rockaware has made me see something completely different, and knowing who his allegiance is with is not the Most High God. And we all know, Satan.
So when we're talking about Beyonce allegedly being ritualistic, there have been enough of those talks already. The only thing I don't know is whether she worked with Diddy on some of this creepy stuff. But if word on the street is anything to go by, allegedly Blu has got the tea. You know what? I'ma just keep my ears on the ground for whatever she has to say. But what do you think she knows? Was her exit from the industry planned by Beyonce? Was Diddy involved? Let me know what you think in the comments section below.